Hi Sagittarius, how are you today? Higherself Magic here. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you will subscribe and like and share. Sagittarius, I've been thinking about you. Well, I'm a Saggi also, and let's see what card we have here. The Sun. We've got the Sun for you. I really believe, okay, Leo is ruled by the Sun. I really believe Saggis have this incredible connection to the Sun. And I honestly feel a lot of our energy as Sagittarians comes from the Sun. Now, the Sun's not out today, but the Sun's out in daytime, so it's always there. But when the Sun's out, Saggis, do go and talk to it, because I think it's the bringer of your wishes. It's the connector for you to the universe. The moon's very powerful for you also, but the Sun more so. Now, the other day I did a reading for all signs, and it was for everyone, someone who's got a very pure heart. And you know, as I was doing that, I was thinking of you, Saggis, because you are connected to the moon and the sun and the stars, I believe, more than any other sign. I have got Sun sign Sagittarius, I've got Leo rising, so I do have a lot of Sun in me. And also I'm a Pisces moon, so I feel really aligned to the ocean and to stars. And it's really funny that that card has come up, because when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. All of us, Saggis, are in a situation at the moment. We've just had whatever situation that is, whether it's financial constraint, whether it's love that's gone wrong, whether it's a broken heart we're still pining over, or whether we thought someone was coming in with a promise of happiness and that didn't materialize and left us a bit dazed. It's like the ripple effect, you know, you throw a pebble into the water and you get these ripples. So something happens and then other things happen all around you. So you might say something that you suddenly regret and it causes a ripple, and the other person takes it wrong, and then the ripple carries on, and then you stop talking, and that gave you so much promise and happiness. Now, the new moon in Sagittarius, it was your new moon for the year, and I really hoped that would be better for Saggis, but it wasn't. I think it was a really exhausting new moon. Well, I found it was. And I found I just wanted to sleep. But there was another thing going on, an electrifying sort of planetary movement 2 days ago that caused absolute exhaustion. I haven't got the exact details of that. I'll bring that into my next reading because I really need to see it. It's on my phone, and examine why. But that's lingering for 2 or 3 more days, 5 days in total, 2 days ago. So today's the 18th, that would have been the 16th or the night of the 15th. And we've got 2 more days of that sort of overpowering, electrifying sort of feeling of what the heck has happened to something, whether it's a job, whether it's money, your bank account suddenly drained and you don't understand why, but you can't stop using your card because you need to, or as I said, you started talking to someone and it's sort of gone wrong. So something has left you mystified. But I'll tell you one thing, and that's in my quote for this reading. You guys have taken longer getting to where you need to get because you aren't deceitful. You aren't manipulating. You are pure Sagittarians. And that reading that I did for any sign, which was for someone who's pure, who's going to be celebrating soon, was for you. Because you will be celebrating soon with the right person. So something's had to happen, and we don't know the hidden depths of that yet. We don't know why it's happened. It might be some fraud on your account, or it might be that something came out of your account, or you bought some things that you shouldn't have bought that you might return. I don't know, but something hidden is about to come to light, and it's going to come to light with the full moon, which is around Christmas time. And this full moon is going to change the vibration, because we're going to be out of that electrifying situation I've just told you about, and we are going to be going towards Jupiter going direct. Now we're going into an 8-year next year. I think it's the year of the dragon in the Chinese New Year, but we're going towards the 8, which is a very good number for karma. And karma's really going, you know, I've talked about Saturn a lot, haven't I? He went direct on November the 4th. And remember that astrology is my first and foremost thing. I'm a historian and an astrologer. That's how I started out. So for me, the planets, the movements of the planets are very, very important to people's lives. And I really do believe they influence the way we think and what we do. So November the 4th, Saturn went direct. While he was retrograde, he was watching people at play. Now a lot is happening. People are getting their karmic lessons. Look at the public, look at people in the public eye. What's happening there? That Diddy, whatever his name is, P. Diddy, everything has come to light about him. And ripple effect started with that Cassie he was with. And now all sorts of people are coming out, 50 Cents and all sorts of people are coming out with information on him, and his time is up. So karma is really powerful for me, and in the 8th year it's going to be even more so. So if someone's done you any harm, you are going to see the repercussions of that. Not because you are tit for tat person, and not because you want things to happen to them. You prefer everyone to flourish. You live in the land of music, Saggis. You live in the land of happiness. You are really kind. You don't care about people hurting you, and then you feel like you have to get your own back. No, you let it go. But at the same time, you let it go, but you don't forget, and you won't have. You don't want those people to starve, but you won't want them eating at your table. That's the way you are. And so, music. There's going to be messages for you, music for you. Someone's going to send you some music, or you're going to be with someone when there's some music, or something's going to remind you of someone through music. But your wishes are going to come true. Your wishes upon the stars is going to come true. You've had your birthday, or you're having a birthday. We're still here in Sagittarius season until the 21st. We're going into Capricorn very soon. But during Capricorn season, we're going to get some clarity on what's happened. You are going to flourish once Jupiter goes direct. Now, Jupiter is your planet. I still think the sun influences you a lot, but you are going to flourish when Jupiter goes direct. The Lotus Flower Fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So there are a few unclear areas at the moment, and I can't help you because it's a collective reading, and so I don't know what your area of worry or no clarity is, but it will come through. Now, you might have been tempted into doing something, or maybe you have an old healthy habit that you have to clear and to get rid of for your own greater good. So are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever it's, guys. It might be a person you're tempted to that's not good for you, that does create an abusive relationship. the fairies are saying, find a balance. Find the balance between your work, rest and playtime. Find the balance between something that's not that good for you and something that's very good for you. Because we all need a bit of something that's not good for us, as long as it's not harmful to our mental health and our overall happiness. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And while it's retrograde, if you've noticed, you might be putting on weight, because when Jupiter's retrograde, it expands in the wrong areas and it expands. So if you've put on weight while Jupiter's being retrograde, that's why. So get working on your weight when Jupiter goes direct. Believe me, I think that has happened. Maybe you're tempted by cakes and chocolate, which I have been, definitely. So it's saying, find the balance between your work, rest and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony and productivity in your life, and take power naps. So in your last Sagittarius reading, I was saying take a nap. These next 2 days, 3 days are going to be quite exhausting for Sagittarius. Some of you might have injured yourselves. You might have fractured something or hurt yourselves. So take power naps, because that new moon was exhausting, believe me. Let's take a few more of these before we move to my tarot. You are pure. You're probably the purest of all signs, Saggi. I'm very proud of you. Now, fairy spotting. I'm a fairy spotter. I'm an intuitive fairy reader. I've always been linked to my fairies. I love the angels as well, and I just love it when I get a feather from an angel, and we all have a guardian angel. But for me, the fairies have always been a part of my life from being a small child. I've always drawn fairies, I've always written about fairies, I've always written poetry about fairies, and I put at the bottom of my readings the link to a fairy book that I'm very connected to, and it's about Humanairies. And I believe if you want to be a Humanairy, which I feel I am, then that's a link between the fairy world and the human world. Read that book, and you'll be supporting me. Fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. Now, you believe in magic. And I've got 2 quotes. I'm not sure which I'm going to put up for you today. One is about magic, and one is about you not being manipulating and nasty and mean. And that's why it's taken us Saggis so long to get to where we're going. We have been going through that transformation. I've talked to you in my previous readings about us flowing through and coming through to the other side. When Jupiter goes direct, we're going to feel we've got to the other side, and Jupiter is going to support our divination much more then. We are very divine. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity, and I think that full moon will give you that ability. Now, all of us have got the divine feminine and divine masculine in us, and we meet people who come into our lives on a soul contract who need to give us more of either thing. So we might be lacking in the masculine as a woman, and the man will come along that gives us more logic, more reasoning power, more strength, whilst we as women, Sagittarius women, for Sagittarius men or whatever sign, may go into them and give them more intuitive powers, more emotional touches, which they're lacking. So we all have the divine feminine and masculine in us, whatever gender. And I think we've had a lot of problems with friends, Sagittarius. I think we have closed our circle up to people that we don't trust. I think our circle has got smaller and smaller. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't close my comments to comments that are not favourable to my readings. I like to hear everything. And I do get lovely comments, and thank you so much. They do make a difference to my channel, which is growing really slowly. I have no idea how people get millions of followers. I really can't work that out. I'm just hoping that if you could share for me or like, something is going to click in 2024 regarding this. But fairies and humans alike need friends. We all need friends, but we need the right friends. And I think as you get older and wiser, more than older, your friend circle becomes smaller, because you only want real, you don't want fake, Sagittarius. And if anything comes of this Christmas season, where we celebrate the birth of Christ wherever we are in the world, whether we're Christian or not, because we have Christmas trees, we have twinkling lights, it's to show us what's real and what's fake. And the people that are fake, it's like the vampire with the garlic. I don't think we can align with them. So friendship is necessary, but it will only come with the right people. And you can make yourself, your higher self, your best friend. And I think that's so important. You know, some people like to spend time alone. I've spent a lot of time alone since COVID. Before that, I was out and about with people all the time, literally all the time. I would be here, there and everywhere. And half of those friends who were fair weather friends have dropped off. And I have not been that lucky in relationships in the last 10 years. But 2024 is going to be different for us. I had a serious heartbreak, like I'm sure some Sagittarians have had, because it's supposed to have happened with our trailing of Jupiter in different signs 10 to 11 years ago. In 2012 was when the biggest heartbreak, or the starting of the heartbreak, was beginning to occur. And that really affected Sagittarians, because they actually could not believe it. They could not believe that someone could betray them. Well, now we're on a different journey. It's like we're going into Alice's world of wonder, Alice in Wonderland. We've got the big rabbit there, the hare, and also March, the March hare. March is going to be very good for us romantically and sexually and sensually, because you know what the March hare is all about. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. So there are things that are going to happen in 24 that haven't happened in the last 10 years. I'm not saying you haven't travelled in the last 10 years, but most people have been restricted. But you're going to feel free. You're going to feel so free. But it says here, I'm linking this one up to temptation because of Jupiter that keeps coming into my head, that some people have put on weight because of Jupiter being retrograde. And it's been retrograde for quite a few months now. So after it goes direct, which I think is on the 30th or 31st of December, start eating more moderately. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. But really, I think you have to take more care of your health from that point of view, Sagittarius, because of Jupiter being retrograde. And Jupiter being retrograde has brought out all sorts of ailments in you. So if you've suffered from weak knees, it's going to have to have been worse. I think after Jupiter goes direct, things are going to improve in the health area and in the work area, because it expands everything for the good. When it's retrograde, it expands everything for not the good. So if you're broke, it's going to expand all the brokenness. That's what it's going to do. Okay, so let me pick this card up so I know what it is. Hope. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. So 24 is going to be a year of hope for for you. One more of these, please, and then let's have our fairy messages, because for me this is a fairy reading. Then I'm going to stick some tarot cards on top of this. I'll do you a balanced reading later, but this is really a fairy reading. Motivation. You're going to feel really motivated to achieve your goals in 24. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. Do it. Wisdom. Well, we all know how wise you are, Sagittarius, and the sun has really, really given you power this year, especially while Jupiter's been retrograde. So if you need something, want something, just go out and the sun's in the sky, look at it. They say don't look at it direct, but I do. Look at it and just say, can you help my finances, Mr. Sun? Can you bring me love, Mr. Sun? Mr. Sun does listen to you, believe me. It really does listen to you. It loves you, Sagittarius. Okay, so here we've got the Queen of Swords. Well, with your wisdom, you've become much more like the Queen of Swords than the Queen of Wands. I think you can swipe people out with a sword very quickly. You can even see them through the fog. So if there's fog, you will find them with your sword and chop their head off in the old-fashioned days. I'm not being true. I mean, I'm being funny. But you can swipe words that are bad and they won't affect you. But you know what I mean. So you're also going to get a lot of clarity through that sword. So I feel Sagittarius, whether you're male or female, have developed that sword-like quality, which is very, very, very important to you in this world of fakeness, manipulation, greed, and selfishness. And believe me, next year is going to be a year of awakening. At the moment, we've got two types of people, and I've spoken to you about this in my readings. We've got the asleep and the awakened. I think a lot of Saggis are the awakened, but in the new year, you are going to have people waking up to what's happening in the world, to the lies, to the cheating, to the people that are around it. I think, you know, it's very much a social media world, and I think that's going to become less important, where people are going to be more human, more caring. It's going to be less about what bag you're carrying than what you're carrying in your bag to help people. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles, money's coming in, Sagittarius, which we really badly need as Sagittarius, but something's going to come in. There's going to be a change on the 26th, money-wise for you. You might even receive a check or find out about money that's due to you that day, but the universe is going to be kind to you money-wise. And, you know, keep the magic, because do you know when you run out, something always happens, doesn't it, to get you out of trouble? And that's because of the magic. So we need more, I know. But sometimes it's just speaking to the universe in manifestation terms is that you have it already. Don't sound poor to the universe. Just go, yeah, I have it. I'm okay. I don't know how it works. Really, I'm going to do a manifestation video one day, because I really do believe the right affirmations are correct. I'm also going to do another chakra reading, because I really do believe certain words help with the chakras, and I didn't include those in my last chakra reading. So I'm going to do that for you very, very soon, a chakra reading. It'll be for all signs, but look out for it if you're interested in opening your chakras. Okay, can we take a few more of these, please? Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles, which is adding to my thoughts on money. That money is coming in for you. It's going to come in either through a person who's quite stable. Some Sagittarians have always had people that they've had to pick up off the floor and help. This time this person will help you. You might come in a romantic sense or in a collaborative sense for work. Okay, so I keep fluffing these cards. Okay, don't know why they keep wanting to go on the floor. They obviously want me to do some work here today. So here, you are going to face harmony after the battle. So we've had a big long battle, and 24 is going to be very good for you. Jupiter going direct is definitely going to help you, and also Saturn is really on your side. Saturn's your friend, and anyone who's messed you around, you're going to feel some sense of justice. And justice, yeah, Sagittarius, this is your year of justice. If you're in a court case, without a doubt, oh, Sagittarius, I'm going to have to go, but someone from the past is coming in. Just hold on, and I'll be back in a moment. I've got a delivery. Actually, I forgot. That's just a client, so I'm going to have to go. Let me finish this reading off, and they've come early, I'm afraid. So there's someone from the past, either a male or a female, that's coming in, either a friend or a lover, that's going to come and apologise or get in touch with you. Remember, we're in a Mercury retrograde, and that means that people from the past could contact you, or something that's gone wrong could rear its head from more recent times. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords. I've been having to take that. Someone's going to come in with a swift movement to contact you at some point, whether it's when Jupiter goes direct, or after this full moon, or at this full moon, or around Christmas. Let's see, a few more cards for you, and then I'm sorry, I have to go. I do personal readings with people that I know, that know me. And I've got someone waiting. We have some cards for Sagittarius before I go, please. Okay, so here we've got the High Priestess. I've said it before. You no longer are just royalty, like the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, male or female. You have moved on to the High Priest or the High Priestess mode. You are linking up with your higher self. Literally listen to your gut, because you will see all deception, deceit and manipulation. It will become very clear to you, and you will never have that situation again. A new relationship is coming in, whether it's with a past love or a new love. The past love will have had to have completely rectified all faults, or almost transform themselves, like from the caterpillar to the butterfly, but you will know whether that's true or not. There's going to be lots of success in this new relationship. So trust the universe, trust your gut, go with your gut always, because then you're not going to fall foul to this as you have in the past. Remember, you're the high priestess or the high priest. You have got really strong powers, and you have got here to this point of wonder without manipulating, without being deceitful. You are so opposite to this that you really, it's like the garlic with the vampire. So you really have to stay away from that. Whether this is going to be something, it could be a friend or a lover,